Hey there YouTube, George here, hope you're well, and a little video here of my 7300. I haven't done a video of this guy in a long time. So basically, long story short, I have this about 4 years now, and love the radio, really happy with it. Recently started doing FT8, I've gone to the dark side just to see what it's about, and I have to admit, haven't fun with it so far. Yes, I've slagged it off in the past, but the situation being what it is here at the moment, I'm only kind of disturbing people here when I'm, on the radio here. So I will be moving the shack at some point next year, out to the shed, to build a room out there first, an insulated room, and then I'm going to put the whole thing will be brought out and fit it in there. So with the one thing that has been kind of getting on my nerves doing the FT8 is because obviously you have the radio, the volume is turned down and you don't have any headphones on. When the radio goes out to transmit, the fan noise is ridiculous. We'll have a look at that here. As you can see from the clip there, it's quite noisy when it goes into transmit. This is not anything new. This has been, well, it's a well documented modification. So I got one of these Noctua. This is the one you want. Okay, so this is the fan itself. Supposed to be very quiet. Removing the old fan from the back of the radio, you have to open up the radio itself so that you can plug in. And on the fan connector here, you need to cut this off. There's 4 wires in there. You have black, yellow, green and blue. So the yellow is plus and the black is minus. So you want the yellow going to the red wire here and the black going to the black. And then you can just plug it into the radio. So get the radio out here. So that's going to take a few minutes. Do that off camera, and we'll come back to you then and see what the story is. Okay, so I have the radio out of its hole in the desk there. So first thing I have to do is take off this little carrier for the keyer. This is all very awkward to me now, using the wrong hand. That's one side out. And there's my external battery pack for the clock. That's a lot of people told me, oh, that won't work. Must be about the guts of a year now, still perfect. It's got 2 industrial grade AA cells in it. So that should just lift off now. Oh yeah. Let's put that to one side. So if we turn the radio around, you see the stock fan. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to, I think it's the bottom cover we need to take off. So we'll get that off and see where we go from there. Now excuse the gloves, my hands are bad. So I need to put something on them. Let's see if we get someone to set the camera. case we need. Yep. So that was awkward. Probably took me twice as long as it should to get them few screws out. Okay, just get something to point with. So this wire here, this is our fan coming in, and it connects onto the board here. So that's the power for the fan. So we're just going to unplug that carefully. Now, you know, a lot of guys when they done this videos on this originally, they were going on about using the separate header like what I have. It was actually a friend of mine in Sweden, Bjorn Eklund. He sent me that because he bought a load of them at the time. But what I'm going to do in this case is I'm just going to cut this off, because not like I'm going to put it back the way it was. So just get the fan out now. Okay, we'll turn her around now so you can see what's going on. You see that there? Yeah, you can. These are probably pretty long, I'd say. They weren't very tight. Careful with them ribbons when you're pulling out that you don't do any harm to those. So that's the stock fan out. Simple enough. So now we need to get the new fan ready. And we have a bit, the cable is a bit longer, but we'll just leave it. So what we'll do now is we'll cut that and put this connector on. Yeah, so you can see the way it works. The way this fan actually works is under the bandpass section here, and I assume the amp is under that. There's a heatsink which is cast into the whole length of the chassis, so the fan actually sucks air out, it doesn't blow it in. So what happens is the air travels down the fins and the fan pulls it out. So the fan is probably running, it's probably temperature controlled. I don't think it runs when the radio is in receive, but it will kind of vary its speed depending on what's going on. Now, so we need to get this plug sorted out now. Okay, so we'll snip this off about here. So if we want to use the fan for something else, we can. Put that to one side. Oh, need to strip these lads. Oh, come on. So keep the elbow into my side. It's not too bad. I can do a little bit with it. It takes so long to do anything. Okay, so that's that. Cut this off. Let's see if we can get this heat shrink off. Try again. So we want yellow and black. Get rid of them. Don't need them. Now strip them. So we'll tin our cables now. So awkward. No, I need some eat drink. Seriously, I should have this done. It takes so bloody long to try and do anything. Okay, so as we said, we want the red to go to the yellow. Ah, come on. And the black goes to the black. Imagine. Oh man, so awkward. No, this is not the best of an iron. Come on. Headphone alert. Oh, this thing normally howls like a banshee. Okay, so that's that. Clean as you go. Now, so next step now is we'll fit the fan into the radio. So that's the orientation. You want that part with the cable. Yeah, you can see what I'm doing. This part here wants to be this corner. So you can feed the cable in. Come on now. bit fiddly. First you don't succeed, try a different one. You gotta be careful there now. That cable. It's a bit awkward to get everything lined up. Especially when you're using the wrong hand. Finally. Okay. So that's the fan in the radio. So put the lid back on now and put her back in where she goes. Dumbass. Never plugged it in. Take two. And people are wondering why I'm not doing any work. I'm not able, lads, and that's just how it is until my arm gets better. See how long it's taking me to do this. Man, that took a long time. So the fan is in, as you can see. So just to get it back where it goes, and God knows how long that's going to take, so I'm not going to do that on camera. And we'll come back then and we'll have a clip of how it sounds now. Right, so safe to say that's the result. Nice and quiet now, and doing my FT8 without listening to the racket that was coming out of the back of this thing. So we're just doing a little bit on 80 here at the minute, and I used to slag this off, but I tell you, it's actually quite interesting once you get into it. And yeah, you know, sometimes you're not always in the humour for talking. So yeah, not the, you know, this is an old mod. It's been done from the time the 7300s came out, so it's nothing new. But yeah, it makes a huge difference. So anybody that has one where it hasn't had the Noctua fan fitted to it, I give it a big thumbs up. Only job, nice and quiet. So there you go, 73. We'll get you in the next one. Bye bye.